Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Guy J back with another video. I know you saw the thumbnail, pregnant and eating starch, and you're wondering what's going on. Hang in there, I'm gonna explain to you. But before I do that, you know how we start our chats. The quote. This quote I made myself. This is no one's quote. This is my own personal quote because of what I've seen has happened to a lot of people. So this is a good quote to go by. And the quote is, a taste of success is not success. Some people, when they, start working hard and then, a little bit of sign of success start to come, and all of a sudden they stop doing what they're supposed to do. And then stuff stop happening for them. So even if you see your things are working for you, you need to keep pushing yourself. So let's get on to this video. If this is your first time tuning in, please don't forget to hit the notification button and hit the bell so that you don't miss any videos from me. So let's get into the topic: pregnant and eating starch. I don't know if you guys have seen my videos of how long I've was eating starch. Just a recap, I ate starch for over 20 something years. I started eating starch when I was really young, and it carried into my adulthood of eating starch. It wasn't until a few years ago that I stopped eating starch. So while I was pregnant way before I was pregnant, I was eating starch. When I got pregnant, the craving of eating cornstarch just increased. I don't know how. You can check with your doctor if you're pregnant and you're eating starch. I know it has to do with your iron. Maybe you're using blood for two, so that's why you're using, like, you having more craving. But when I was pregnant with both of my girls, I was, instead of eating one box of starch a day, I was literally eating 2 boxes of starch a day. And I was on prenatal vitamins, but I was not taking them faithfully. They were prescribed, but I was not taking them faithfully. And each time I would go and get a checkup, because I became high risk. Although I had my kids really young, I still became high risk because my iron was extremely low. My hemoglobin was extremely low number. And when you're pregnant, that's a really, really dangerous situation to be in. And I remember when it was time to go and give birth, I'll have another video explaining that. But I remember them having me sign stuff, in case we have to do a cesarean, you will need a blood transfusion. They said, even if you gave birth naturally, there may be a chance of you having to get a blood transfusion. I had to say yes. So I ate starch with both of my kids. I don't know if you know or not, I have an 18-year-old and a 14-year-old. I ate starch with both of them. Because I ate cornstarch during my pregnancy, which is really bad when you're pregnant and eating starch. When you're pregnant, eating anything that is non-edible is really bad for you. Starch is even worse. I'm really lucky that I didn't become a diabetic while being pregnant, or my kids didn't get juvenile diabetes because of it. But what my kids ended up having is to deal with iron issues as well. Both of my kids has iron deficiency. That's why I dreaded doing this video. But I wanted to open up to you guys a little more. Both have iron deficiency, and their iron level got a little worse when they went through puberty. Now, my oldest is no longer taking the iron. My youngest, because they go for their annual physical and the doctor watches their iron to make sure everything's okay. My youngest, as of a year ago, no longer takes it, but she was also on 325 mil of iron per day. So the effect of me being pregnant and eating cornstarch affected my children. and they had to be on iron, and their iron deficiency started when they were really young. I remember when my kids were maybe 4 or 5. Maybe 4 or 5, and they went to get a physical done, did some blood work, because I have a history of very severe anemia. So they wanted to test the kids, and come to find out both kids needed to be put on iron. And I also bought some over-the-counter vitamins for them to help, but they no longer take the vitamins. But it wasn't up until a year ago that my youngest stopped taking the iron. Now, I don't know if when they go back this year for their physical, what's going to happen. Are they going to be put back on the iron, or are they going to be okay? So I share this to share this with you, that I know there's a lot of videos on YouTube of people eating cornstarch, and they're making it seem like, oh, this is yummy. I was part of that team, and I'm not bashing anyone. If this is what you want to do, that is perfectly fine. But if you know someone that is pregnant and eating starch, please help them get help. Don't be another Guy, because you don't want your kids having the same issue. And I know a lot of you are saying, well, how come the kids had iron deficiency issues? Me being severely anemic, me eating starch affected them. And you can check with your doctors as well. So I wanted to share this with you guys, that if you know someone that is pregnant, please do not let them eat starch. I'm going to be having videos on what type of smoothies that I've done that has helped me quit eating starch. And maybe that can help them too. I wish I had someone that said to me, Guy, starch is going to affect your kids. I didn't know my eating a box and a half or 2 boxes of cornstarch would affect my unborn kids. Not only my kids were affected, they were affected till after they hit puberty, they were still affected. So I don't know, they go every July to get their physical, and they check their iron to make sure. And I also get my iron checked. As you guys know, whether you know or not, I'm on 650 mg. So I will stay on that for the rest of my life. So I will end this video on this note, that please, if you know someone that eating cornstarch, have them stop. It's not good for the baby. It's not good for them. And they should really speak with someone. Besides, ask their doctors to speak to a counselor or something that can help them. I didn't ask for help, and my kids ended up paying the price for it. Thank goodness they both are doing well. But who knows, when they birth their kids, what will happen? Will they need to be on iron? Who knows? But I'll leave that up to God. I'm still team no cornstarch. I have nothing against anyone that choose to decide to eat cornstarch, but I am still team no cornstarch. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, and remember how we end our videos. A taste of success is not success, so this is why we post every single day. Bye-bye. Take care.